So I trained as an architect, and then from there have always been really passionate about urban design, and particularly around how you can make cities sustainable. And one of the unusual tasks you're sometimes set at architecture school is around designing factories. But my thing that I got very interested in was the waste produced by the building. And it just so happened that it happened to be a coffee shop and coffee factory that I was designing. And so that was the starting point for setting up my first company, the renewable energy company BioBean, which takes waste coffee grounds at a massive scale from all across, not only London, but all across the UK, and turns them into advanced biofuels and biochemicals. So the initial concept was simply looking at turning waste coffee grounds into pellets and biodiesel. So two different biofuel products. And from that, the further we delved into it, we actually discovered a range of other much more sophisticated and often more valuable products as we went through it. So specifically coffee logs, which are a variant on the solid fuel products used for burning in fires at home, and then also advanced biochemicals which can be used for a whole host of other applications, but again a much higher value and greater impact than the biodiesel application as well. SKYROOM is actually kind of combines my architectural interest and an initial passion in urban design with some of the lessons and kind of impact-driven business that I kind of worked on a lot at BioBean. And I've always been really interested in this idea of how you can use a business as a tool to be able to deliver social and environmental and economic impact. And I think critically people often forget one of those three in that puzzle. And so what we've really focused on at SKYROOM is how we can build a business model that means that we can deliver all three forms of value in one fell swoop. You know, we often hear in the press that we've got a housing crisis, and our real kind of contention at SKYROOM is that we don't have a housing crisis, we've got a cost of land crisis. Because the reason we have a housing crisis is because living in places like London is incredibly expensive because location and the cost of the land is very high in the centre of cities. And what we do is we try and massively reduce that land price by, instead of building it at ground level, we buy the airspace, literally the air, the flat rooftop that sits above existing buildings. From that point, we then design eco-friendly, very efficient modular homes off-site in a factory. We then deliver them to site and then crane them on top of the existing building. And then we rent that out at a really low price to key workers, so nurses, teachers, doctors, the people who have to live in our cities to get them to function. So through my work with BioBean and SKYROOM, I've been lucky enough to be appointed as a Sustainable Development Goals Pioneer for the UN, which is really looking at how the Sustainable Development Goals, which are really the 17 top items on the world's to-do list that we need to do by 2030 to make broadly the world a better place. My specific goal that I've been assigned by the UN is looking at clean and affordable energy, and so it's working on a kind of advisory basis with the UN to look at how we can kind of feed into that in a bunch of different ways. My interest is around how you can use technology, but also business models, which I think are actually the more challenging and interesting part of it. So that means they actually deliver real, tangible social value for people, rather than, at the moment, almost all, I'm going to use technology, is being utilised to try and deliver shareholder value for corporations. And these are two very different things which result in very different outcomes. So in terms of what the future is going to look like, I don't think it's going to be dramatically different as we may read in kind of a back issue of Wired magazine, but the key thing in terms of what I'm interested in is how you can bend that curve and make it focused around materially improving the day-to-day quality of life for individuals.